Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whenever you happen to be tuning in, joining us. Welcome to Coffee Talk. Before we get to the coffee, I got to say this. I don't want there to be any questions or as to why I'm wearing this ridiculous sweater, but here's the thing. At Hudson Road, so for Ezra and Joella, for them at school today, it's Wear Christmas Sweater Day.
Oh.
So I thought, I've been wondering weeks, which Coffee Talk video do I bust out in Christmas sweater? And so I thought if it's Christmas Sweater Day for them, it can be Christmas Sweater Day. I should have sent you a memo because I'm sure you've got an awesome Christmas sweater, but it just kind of occurred to me as I was, getting here today.
So we'll label this one, Coffee Talk Sweater Edition. So you have to wear it with a sweater.
Sad fact, this has been in my office since a year ago when I wore it to a youth event when we had a crazy sweater thing, and it just has never made its way home. So here we go.
That's a hard part about having a Christmas sweater is that there's only very, very rare occasions that you can wear it for.
Yeah.
And it's only if I think everybody else is kind of doing it.
Yes.
If you're doing it on your own,
I feel like a total loser just sitting here all festive while you're sleek and stylish. But hey,
you look great.
And I don't know if the thing can pick this up, but so I figure this will be great when I'm in the bathroom because if I'm washing my hands or whatever and the bells will jingle, you'll know if someone's in there and you just don't need to come in.
Yeah, that's true.
But anyway, so here we go. Happy Advent season, everyone, and we are moving ahead, getting ready for Christmas. And this morning, Kevin brought us coffee from a super secretive location.
Well, because I realized that I don't know what the effect is. There's one of those psychological effects that happens when it's from the place that, and we talked about that already. So it wasn't necessarily just because of that, but it also helps out. But it was just thinking, okay, so we've done kind of big chain. We've kind of jumped back and forth a little bit.
Yeah.
So this is now a little bit more mom and pop shop.
Mom and pop shop. Okay. Now, I asked him this off camera and he refused to answer, so I'll ask it on. Did you swap this into a plain mug just so I could not guess, or is this the mug that came? Because I'm assuming this is the mug it came in.
It is the mug it came in.
Okay, good. All right. Because it's okay if you and Lana have a stash of discreet.
No, I think it's beneficial too. But I think there is a certain point where if we were doing true coffee tastings, we would get one of the cups from the kitchen and we would pour it into there and say, okay, tell me what kind of coffee this is.
This might be going out on a limb, but I want to say, what's the name of that little corner store in Glen Rosa? Is it Last Mountain or whatever?
Last Mountain.
Yeah. Any chance you just I know, I'm going to fool him. I'm just pulling into the parking lot.
No, it's not quite that mom and pops.
It's not that mom and pops?
Not that
all right. Mom and pop coffee shop.
It's actually right next to the library. There's a little cafe called Donna's Cafe.
Donna's Cafe. This is Donna's Cafe.
Donna's Fresh Cafe.
Ooh. So hopefully the coffee is fresh.
Yeah. So, just kind of looking around and seeing what's local, and we're trying to mix it up between.
That's right.
And it kind of got me thinking about do you have to be name brand in order to be good? Right? Because I've thought about that in many things in life.
Right.
Do you have to be Hillsong in order to write a good song? Do you have to be Louis Giglio in order to be a good preacher? All those kinds of things.
Yeah.
And I think it also has given me joy and solace in the fact that what we do here matters.
Totally.
And we don't have to be the biggest and best.
Right.
We do have to have good sweaters.
Hey, it helps. So here's the thing. I like this. I would drink this.
Yeah.
I think it's good coffee. On a scale from 1 to how much better is it than Tim Hortons?
Let's check at the
leaderboard.
Right. Here.
Where would I slot this in relation to other coffees? I don't know. Maybe we've just tasted too many coffees lately.
Maybe we've tasted too many. Maybe we're making too much of coffee talk being coffee talk. But
it's still way better than Tim Hortons. It's just that's all we can say. Is
I would put it in the McDonald's zone.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. Anyways, you want a nice cup of coffee, you want to support someone local, hey, head over to Donna's Fresh Cafe and get yourself a decent cup of coffee.
Yeah, next time you're
you
at the
can
library.
say Kevin and Chris sent us, but that will be meaningless to them.
Yeah, that's true.
You will not have any perks from that. Wouldn't that be funny though?
Some guy
She's
in a
like,
black
yeah, I
jacket.
watched that
Oh, I
Coffee
remember
Talk.
him.
Yeah, that'd be really funny if they're like, hey, yeah, we saw that Coffee Talk. No, it's not gonna happen.
Well, okay, but we last week we did
Yeah.
actually get this like specialty treatment when we said, could we make sure that it's hot
That's true.
because we are doing a coffee tasting?
Yeah.
So then it was like the full gamut, double lid, double
Yes,
sleeve.
yes.
Made sure.
And they're just like, no, we know it was good the first time. Take it as it is.
If they knew that there was a show, we're gonna say show that is
I'm
like
using that loosely, very loosely. Go on.
you know, if there was a local, what do we call ourselves? I don't know. A local outlet that is doing a coffee tasting and working its way through the whole, you know, West Kelowna region. I think people would up their game a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, maybe.
I have an idea for one for next week, and I just don't know if
Okay.
I can pull it off.
You're on.
All right, we'll see because. Yeah. Okay, so this is not what I'm thinking. Well, this is one of the things. I was like, in my brain, I'm going, you know how like Great Canadian Oil Change advertises they give you a free cup of coffee with it? I'm like, I get my oil changed on the way. But no, we won't do that. Anyways.
Hey, you could do that, and I would.
I just would love to know how fast you could tell it was Folgers. If that's.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, moving on. Christmas is coming, and like we said at the top, that's really like number one thing on our radar these days. We're trusting that you're paying attention to provincial orders, and you know that our situation in
2
BC is
meters?
not changing.
2
I
meters?
think we got that right. I don't know. Oh man, I got a big pull in my sweater. I don't know that. Is my arm a meter long? Probably pretty close. Anyways, you know that we're not meeting for services here until at least January 8th. We will continue to be online. So please don't show up here on a Sunday morning because I would hate for you to come, find it locked, and then miss the first few minutes of the service. So just stay home and join us with those people in your household, and we will have a service for you online, on our YouTube channel, on our website, and we will continue to proclaim God's word through those mediums. Okay?
And that doesn't necessarily mean that the church itself is closed, because we're here throughout the week. Ursula is here throughout the week, 3 days a week.
Yeah.
You are welcome to stop in as needed and
That's right.
do what needs to be done. If you're in a dire situation on something, please give us a call.
Yeah.
We are excited to help people out, and so
The phone lines are standing by.
okay. Now we're a show.
I just couldn't resist. I spent last night. I started watching. I don't know. Do you ever watch Rick Steves?
No.
He's got this whole like European channel thing. It's great. You ever want to go to Europe, he'll tell you everything you need to know about a location. We started watching his like Christmas special, how like all these different European countries celebrate Christmas, and so it's a PBS show, right? So they're always they break and they solicit donations and stuff like that. And so that's been on my mind because anyways, it's just enjoyable television programming. Anyways. What was I going to say? One other thing about coming by. If you are coming by, you'll note, hey, look, it's a province-wide order that if you're in a building, unless you're on camera like this, wear a mask. So don't be surprised when you come to the door. There's a big sign asking you to wear a mask. We are people who want to love and respect one another. That's what the Bible calls us to do. So we'll respect provincial orders. We'll respect, those who are also in the building at the same time. And just so don't be surprised or alarmed when you show up at the door and there's a sign saying, please put on a mask and before you come in. Okay.
Yeah.
So otherwise, again, if you need to, come on by. If you don't need to,
Well,
I don't know.
Well, okay, that leads us into, if you don't
Yeah.
need to, then there is some other ways that you can still be connected. So,
Yes.
on Friday last weekend, we sent out an email to everybody that just said we purpose to be people who are caring for one another. And so you would have received an email that said, here's a family that we would like you to just pray for.
Totally.
Just pray for them.
Yep.
Just have them on your mind and be lifting them up. If you know them well, reach out and call them.
Yep.
We're not telling you to add another program to,
That's right.
put somebody else on your list, because already with that, that can begin to stress people out. And so that's not our purpose. Yeah. The purpose is to say, we're in this together. Yeah. Pray for one another. Here's one name, just one name, one family. So that's one thing. And then another way of staying connected is Sunday nights. We are inviting everybody to be a part of a Zoom call, and it's just a gathering, and we've connected. We've talked about Christmas. We've talked about other stuff. We've also talked about some devotionals, and so if there's a large amount of people, we'll split it up into 2 groups, and you can go into essentially these kind of 2 rooms. Or 3 rooms, or however many, and you can actually just hang out and chat and discuss some of the devotionals that we've been encouraging everybody to do. And so with all that together, there's a lot of ways that you can still be connected when you aren't here on a Sunday, and when you haven't dropped in throughout the week, and you're feeling so out of it. Let me tell you, even on a screen, you can still really connect with people, and it's been really good to stay connected with people that way. We've done a lot with leadership. We've done a lot with family, and even a friend of mine and I, we even connected and we watched a show together on a video chat, and it was awesome.
I didn't watch all of it yesterday, but I actually found a YouTube video that was like 20 games you can play over Zoom.
Yeah.
And it was just this lady running through all these sort of different, and they're all Christmas themed. There's all just sorts of different things you could do. So if you're having like a family Zoom gathering, here's what you could do together, and be distant. And so, look, it's going to be a challenging Christmas for many reasons, let alone the isolation that can come. The days are short. It's dark, it's cold, we don't have the same. It's just not as nice going for a walk most days down by the lake, right? Which I know a lot of people like to do. I like to do that too. And so, we'll actually say this about the Zoom Connect. In some ways, I find it nicer than standing 10 feet away from someone and you're both masked.
That's true.
Right? There is something nice about at least seeing their whole face and getting a little peek at someone's living room. There's something kind of fun about that, right? And they're kind of like, oh, where are you? And I'm, right, either on my dining room table and the wall's blank and boring, or though I did say this, maybe I'll do this before Sunday night. I have this idea that maybe I will not wallpaper, but wrapping paper one wall with like really like tacky Christmas wrapping paper, and then that can be like my Zoom background for Sunday night. I think I might have to do that. Okay. And we'll see who can have the nice Christmassy Sunday night Zoom background. And it's just kind of a fun way to connect. And it doesn't need to be a lot of pressure, And so it's not everyone's cup of tea. We get it. Yeah. But if you want to try it out, if it is your cup of tea, then watch for the Friday email when the bulletin comes out, because that's where the link is in it. Yeah. And then you can join us Sunday night at 6:30, and we love to see your smiling face, see a little bit of a wall of your house, and you got a portable device and you're Zooming. I would love a virtual tour. Yeah. I think that'd be cool too, if we're a small enough group. But anyways, it'd be just great to see you on Sunday evening. And just to hang out for a little bit. Mm-hmm. So invite you to do that. That'd be really good. What was I going to say? The 18th, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, again, we're not trying to add a whole lot of stuff to your Christmas, but a lot of us love to drive around and see Christmas lights. I'm going to back this up a little bit, because this goes back to the praying for others and everything. I've been it's been pressed on me lately as I've been reading through Scripture, how often God just tells us to do what you normally do with a purpose. Yeah. Right? So you normally pray. So here's another family to add to that. Maybe you normally write Christmas cards. Hey, maybe here's one other family to add to that. Maybe you normally go driving around Christmas lights. Oh, hey, let's just do it with some others from the church. Or, we'll kind of help, spice it up a little bit by giving you some certain things to look for. It'd be kind of like a Christmas scavenger hunt thing.
Scavenger hunt or a bingo?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Something like that. And so, in my mind, I'm every time, I'm just, like how many Snoopies did you see kind of thing, because it just
Yeah.
seems like every other street has some sort of a Snoopy on it, or Minions or something, right? Like it'll just do something like that, and just kind of freshen things up a little bit. So it's just like we don't want to add, we just want to like maybe add some purpose, not necessarily a program to Christmas this year. So on the 18th, we'll some of us are going to get together in the church parking lot, because we can do that now, and we'll stay in our vehicles, but we'll then kind of, one of us will lead the way and we'll tour around together. And we'll email out like a bingo card kind of thing that you can print off, and you can have that with you, and that would be just awesome to do that, and just be kind of fun to take what we do at Christmas and just kind of celebrate and connect. And oh man, I feel bad because I'm blanking on our other two big
That's
Christmas
okay.
words.
Connect, reflect, serve.
Reflect and serve. Thank you. Reflect and serve. And so that's all what we're just trying to do this Christmas is and do a little together. So
Celebrate.
yeah,
I got it wrong. It's even written right there.
my screen turned off, so I can't even. But that's okay. Anyways, so that's coming. You know what else I'm excited about at Christmas? I'm excited that we're going to get to hear from a couple of our missionary partners around Christmas too. And so we hope you are tuning in and joining us Sunday mornings, because it's this week you'll hear me, and I'm excited to share with you again. But then we've got a couple special guests coming via video who are going to share with us, and it's going to be great. It's always great to hear what God is doing in the broader reaches of Lakeview's ministry, if you will, and through some of our ministry partners. And so I'm really excited about that. And so don't I know it's Christmas, but we're so excited to just that we still get to have a service together, even if it's virtual. So watch for that. It's going to be coming up. It's going to be really fun. Yeah, it's really good.
Yep, it's really exciting, and the part of the celebrate thing as well too, and reflect. The women had their thing this last week, and if you were part of it, the first thing they did was, because they were sitting in these chairs, they had a spin challenge.
Oh, did they? Nice.
So
that's special.
So thanks for reminding us that you do watch Coffee Talk.
Speaking of starting things, you know what I noticed in the last few weeks? I keep seeing other people use the expression physically distant, socially connected.
Ooh.
Like Christian leaders from around the world are using that expression. And I know they didn't get it from me and they didn't get it from us, but I feel a little bit like we were ahead of the curve on it.
Yeah, because everybody was saying social distancing.
I know.
I don't want a social distance.
No.
I want to still be able to connect, and we need to connect because anyway, we don't have to go there, but
we're not trying to pat ourselves on the back, but we kind of
go back to March and it's there, I promise you.
I couldn't get it straight, but Kevin kept us on the straight and narrow there, and it's the physically distant, socially connected. And so anyways,
the other cool thing you can be praying for is there is a new family that is joining our church these days.
Really?
They're not joining our church, but they're joining our city, and then they will be eventually joining our church. And so
new people.
Huh. So you can be praying for what we would like to call the Gates family.
Oh.
And the Gates family is making their way. They're packing right now as we speak. They're making their way later on this week, and they're kind of moving into their house mid-December.
Interesting.
And so they are working through a lot of that stuff. That doesn't necessarily mean that you'll see Jeff on camera yet, but it will be happening very soon. And so just really be praying for them and praying for the future that God has for them. When some of these orders came down on Monday, they were actually one of the first ones that I thought of, because their boys are moving into a new city, new place. Lockdown orders, don't play with friends, like all those. So you could be praying for them in that respect. My heart goes out to them, because I think that's a big deal, because it's a really big change and a new change, and going along with friends. Now I would also say that we got up to such a great start in October that I'm excited, and I know that lots of good things are going to happen, coming out of this as well too. We'll see after January 8th what happens, but you can be praying for them. And so we will be having a new family join our church in the coming month.
So two quick things. One, it's occurring to me, we might have several new families that we just don't know about.
Yeah.
And so, because I keep hearing that like, oh yeah, houses are selling and people are relocating. So, hey, we're not really supposed to socialize, but if you notice that there's a new family in your street, hey, if you're so inclined, wave, say hi, I don't know, find some way to just get, encourage them, reach out to them, welcome to them to the new city.
Yeah.
Second thing is, I was about to make a comment about the Gates family moving to the big city. And so I thought, I'm going to fact check myself before I speak. Turns out, because I always think of Chilliwack as this like little podunk, middle of nowhere kind of like little farming hip town. It's twice the size of West Kelowna.
Oh, I would assumed.
Twice the size of West Kelowna. And so, welcome to the little village. Gates family. So it's going to be a little bit of a change. Now, Kelowna's considerably bigger than
big.
Chilliwack, but West Kelowna, like half the size. So anyways, welcome to podunk little backwater West Kelowna. Sure glad you're here.
Yeah. So yeah, be praying for them and knowing that there's lots of stuff still happening around the church until Jeff starts in kind of on his first day on the job. So we'll be anticipating that, but we're not there yet. So
soon and very soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, soon and very soon. Anyways, we've probably rambled on long enough. It's time to go jingle jangle out of here. Be moving on with our here day. We got to get script writers. Anyways, thanks for hanging out. Unless there's anything else to share, a quick little PS. We will see you Sunday.